Hey everybody in the Young Marine News Network. We are here for the spring edition Young Marine News from the 2025 Adult Leaders Conference. So excited to be back after a 3-year gap, joined by this year's National Young Marine of the Year, Young Marine Sergeant Major Susan Suber. How was it?
Well, sir, so far it's been great. You know, my last 2 years I haven't been able to come to an ALC.
Yeah.
So for this to be my first ALC, it's really cool to be able to see how it all works, you know, what I've been missing out on, but it's okay.
You know, that's a great point. What a huge difference. I mean, for the last couple of years with an awards banquet, I mean, it's really cool, don't get me wrong, but you come in the day before, we do a couple things, and then we do the dinner. Here, we bring in, 200 volunteers from around the country. The Young Marines come in a couple days early. I mean, we have all these classes and opportunities going on, and you're with the Young Marines sitting in on classes, but then you had some other evening activities too.
Yes, sir. We got a chance to get away from all the PA and all the work side of it, and we got to go do some fun stuff. Yesterday, we got to go play on some go-karts, do a little bit of mini golf, really good time.
Trampolining or something like that?
Yeah, day before that, we got to go across the street and trampoline a little bit.
I'm very excited that nobody got injured. That's job number one. But, but what Ms. Suber said is true, too, is because not only are they here, you're there doing some things with the Young Marines, a little bit team building activity, but they have been performing behind the scenes as public affairs correspondents. But like this whole crew behind the cameras, in front of the cameras, on the side of the cameras, has been trying to capture as many aspects of the Adult Leaders Conference as possible. Partially, too, because we film it all so that anyone that didn't get to see it can tube it up later and check it out. First, we had to get everyone here. A lot of thunderstorms, a lot of lightning, flight delays, everybody here was safe. And then we hit the ground running. We had our welcome aboard dinner, got an icebreaker, introduce everyone. And just like Young Marines at leadership schools, when they haven't seen each other for a while, you could see all the friends who haven't seen each other in person for so long, all of your adult volunteers the same way. And boy, we hit it hard. We started off with the 18th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, Sergeant Major Ron Green, coming in giving a motivating morning speech. I'll tell you, if you hadn't had any caffeine, you didn't need it when he got done, because he was fired up and fired up the crowd. And then we had other great discussions about how the program's doing, the plans for the future of the program. Guest speakers, Travis Manion Foundation, Character Does Matter, a program that we've been using throughout the program for the last couple of years. Guest speakers explaining that and talking to our adult volunteers about how they can incorporate that at their unit level. Then we had Brenda Emmerich talking about the value of volunteering and how to incorporate and motivate and recruit volunteers. Wonderful class, a lot of great questions. Sergeant Major Melissa Hawkins, Doctor of Physical Therapy, one of our experts on how we can do human performance and development for the Marine Corps and the Young Marines. Great class on how we tie that together for volunteers and what we're teaching our Young Marines at leadership academies.
So hi, I'm Melissa Hawkins, retired Sergeant Major. I just retired from the Marine Corps in 2023 after 24 years of service. During that time, I had the opportunity to work with Marines doing human performance optimization efforts. That's essentially what led me to meeting Colonel Davis. And now I'm able to bring that to the Young Marines program, which I'm very excited about, helping grow this program within both Young Marines units, but to our adult volunteers.
So we had action-packed full days. Give them a half an hour off just to recuperate, because that's all they really need. They're adult volunteers. And then we got into the evening activities. We had trivia night one night where we had team-based trivia competitions and prizes to be awarded. That was outstanding. The next night, Brenda Davis, someone I know closely, who actually did the 4 lenses class that we've been giving to our advanced leaders for the last 3 years, brought that again after a 6-year gap and brought that for our adult volunteers, where they learned about their personalities and how to work together better as a team at our adult volunteer level. So we have really, packed it in, sunrise, sundown, getting as much out of this program as we can. I know we've brought to you other segments that you're gonna see throughout Young Marine News Network from the value adds of other people here, other activities here. Just totally phenomenal and great to be back. So this year was the first year since 2019 that we were able to send Young Marines back to Guam and Iwo Jima. Now, unfortunately, sometimes being the CEO doesn't get to do what you want to do, and we have business to attend to here in the nation's capital for the lifeblood of our program. But luckily, we had 4 motivated adult volunteers, plus Dave Harrell, our National Young Marine of the Year, and last year's and this year's Division Young Marines Year, who got the opportunity to go to Guam and Iwo Jima. Let them tell you about it.
Half a day! So we want to tell you a little bit about what our trip to Guam was like. We started off with a long plane ride right?
Yes.
We had a long flight to get there, and then we stayed overnight at LAX. We had a little bit of fun on the pool. We hopped over to Honolulu for a little bit. We got to, see what the Honolulu airport is. We got to actually explore for a little bit. We found they had a
Garden.
garden. Yeah, that was really cool. And so after our long flight from Honolulu to Guam, we took it easy the first day. There was a little luau thing going on when we first walked in.
Very nice.
All the dancing.
All the dancing. Yeah.
Experience the culture for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But then that first day, we really jumped right to it.
Yeah.
So our first full day, we got to get on those buses and hear about the history of Guam, how the attacks started, and to be able to visit the beaches of which those gentlemen had stormed, to hear about the importance of the liberators and hear how much still the local community values and idolizes these liberators. A little bit more about getting to hear those veterans' stories and stand there and hear what they had to say. But we didn't only get to hear what they had to say, but we also got to help them out.
Right.
We got to spend a lot of time with the veterans and making sure they were good. We took care of them just like they invested in us, right? And as they got off the bus, it was very hot on Guam. I don't know if y'all don't remember. A lot of sunscreen. But making sure they got their waters, making sure we're taking care of them, no one's passing out, taking them from one place to another through monuments, through the historical sites, and just giving back.
Even helping them with technology sometimes. I remember that.
Yep, figuring that out. The coolest thing was we did go to a museum one day, and they had some children there who were handing out little medals and appreciation tokens to our veterans. And I got the wonderful opportunity to interview Mr. Frank Wright. He is a wonderful gentleman. He told us about his time in Guam and just like how coming back 80 years later was just so different, and being able to connect and just the spirit and the determination and just the pride of the Chamorro village and the people who live there. It was just amazing.
And when we got to Iwo Jima, I had a squad of 9 kids, but they were trained for that particular thing of landing and in how we dismounted hand traps. So it was kind of a learning thing for all of us.
I did 4 successful war patrols. We sunk 17 enemy ships. We destroyed 1 radar station and a pier on it which had a bus on it. It's amazing how this place has changed, and it's still a lovely place.
The coolest part was that he was one of the liberators actually who was there on Guam that day. So actually getting to see him and hear his stories was truly interesting.
We also went to General Obada's cave, and that's where General Abad and his crew had their last stand. And they were just there, and they were just fighting for their lives. They had really 3 big caves, and when we went in, you could just feel the presence of the people who were there. And we also went to a Japanese memorial where they had left water bottles outside because during the war, water was very short. And so people who now go there to honor them will leave water bottles out in remembrance of them not being able to drink every day.
It was very humbling. And I also remember those mosquitoes. Those were a pest, I'm
They
sure.
were almost as bad as
Yes.
Riley mosquitoes.
Those were bad.
But it was very interesting as we went into the Buddhist temple that they built, seeing all those artifacts that they had from the war times and just how different the dynamic was from back then and now. It was just super interesting and really
Especially,
cool.
the structure too of like them praying hands to show the belief and
Right.
just how much they valued those soldiers and just the experiences that they had.
And it was really cool how they just had all of these artifacts. It was just random people who came in and they found them sitting on the ground, or they found them throughout the forest, and they were like, we're going to take these and we're not going to keep it for ourselves, but we want to go and we want to put it in the temple so that other people can come and see this and remember and just honor everybody who came before us.
It was like their form of paying tribute to those who had fallen.
Definitely.
Especially for us, because Iwo Jima was, of course, United States versus Japan. But being there in Guam, it was really just a momentum to how we were once enemies, but now we're allies, and how we're showing respect for both sides.
We can overcome disagreements.
We can overcome disagreements, and it was really important. Even going to Mount Suribachi was just another form. First time for many of us in Japan, and it was just wonderful.
We also had the opportunity to travel to Iwo Jima for a day, and it was an amazing experience, an impactful experience. Traveling through that island, the heat pressing down on you, it really puts into perspective what those men fighting for our country went through. And it was difficult for us to go through that hike. And it only makes you imagine these men were under fire, running through away from enemies, and they made it to the top on their own.
Yes.
And actually traveling to the top of Mount Suribachi, going through that hike, and reaching the top was overwhelming.
Yeah, and the top, while we were at the top of Mount Suribachi, you know, it was just such a success. It was a moment of success because we had pushed through and we had persevered through the heat and all of the elements that were coming against us. But it was just a moment of emotion where we could honor the veterans and all of the things. And we displayed our flags. And while we had the opportunity while we were up there to do a retirement ceremony for the last year's Division III Young Marine of the Year. And that was, we heard his words of wisdom. And that was just an amazing opportunity for him and for us just to be able to stand in formation just as they did. It was so honorable and so memorable. So
yeah, Young Marine Sergeant Major Robinson gave a really great speech, and he really motivated all of us. And going down that mountain, just his words of persevering, just doing what you need to do and motivating our next generation of Young Marines was just really going through our heads and through the blisters on our feet, the sunburns and everything. It was just amazing.
Those words of wisdom were really impactful.
I know that each and every one of you guys are going to go out and do great things, especially for your last year back in your divisions. I know you guys are going to do great because you guys are all outstanding Young Marines. Do everything with confidence and with pride, not only for yourself and for your fellow Division Young Marine of the Years, but also for those Young Marines who definitely need that little push and inspiration to do great things and to hopefully become where you guys are standing right here.
We also had the opportunity to attend the Iwo Jima Symposium, and we got some of the history about the 80th anniversary of Iwo Jima, and we got to hear from great speakers as well, which was really motivational. Also, one of our Young Marines, a Jimmy Trimble scholarship winner, got to speak as well about her journey as a Young Marine, as well as what the scholarship meant and how she earned it, and the legacy that Jimmy Trimble set for us, and how as Young Marines, we want to follow that similar mindset and really take in what that means. So, it was really cool to hear from those guest speakers. There were people from all around the island, just to meet with them, bond with them. We had some time to connect, make some networking as well. So it was really nice.
The Young Marines program has given me the biggest factor of shaping who I am today. Our main focus as Young Marines are to shape the youth of today into people who have strong moral characteristics such as honor, courage, and commitment. So, like I said, we teach leadership schools across the nation. We teach those students the importance of good moral values. We teach them how to be better leaders, and we make sure that we hold those Young Marines accountable so that they're filling the shoes of a good Young Marine.
Through all the seriousness, though, we did have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of all the experiences that we had learning, we also had plenty of opportunities to have some fun. Some of these obvious fun activities being on the beach. It is an island after all. And we were definitely by the water any chance that we got. We did paddle boarding. I know me and Suber definitely did some snorkeling.
Convinced you to get one while we were there, yeah.
And of course, while we were at Jeff's Pirates Cove, one of the places we ate lunch on the island, we definitely had an opportunity to play beach volleyball. Yeah. Some fun experiences there.
Some good competitive nature in there too.
Right next to the water.
Turns out we all are horrible at it. We're all horrible at it. But
Speak for yourself.
I don't know.
It just shows that learning and these experiences can also come with fun.
And then also having the opportunity to bond with our current Young Marine of the Years and our past Young Marine of the Years and our, of course, National Young Marine of the Year. It was just amazing because we built those connections and we just talked about what our future is and how we want to help the Young Marines who are currently in this program right now become and stand in this position that we're in. And we just had an amazing time, and we just hope that you get to experience this.
And it was definitely a great opportunity for you guys, because have any of you all worked together before? A little bit.
Big trip.
Yeah.
It was our first big trip.
But for the most part, that was your guys' first time all together. And really, truly, from an outside perspective, to be able to see you guys all just get together and from the start of the week to the end of the week and progress in your friendships was really something special to watch for me.
And it's really going to show how our year is going to go, getting that camaraderie and teamwork out and that bonding in the very beginning of our Young Marine journey as Division Young Marines of the Year shows us what we can do with each other throughout the entire year.
And it was a special moment because that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we got to experience that. I mean, how many youth can say they've been to Guam, been to
such
Iwo
a young
Jima,
age.
right?
How many people in general can really
Exactly,
say that?
right?
Like,
So it was really great to see each other bond, have fun, spend time with each other, and it was memorable for sure.
Truly unforgettable.
thank you guys for making it such an amazing trip.
Thank
truly.
you too.
Yeah, what an amazing opportunity, amazing trip for the Young Marines to go with the veterans on that. I know over the several times that I got to go how impactful that really is. And for Young Marine Sergeant Major Robinson being retired, Mount Suribachi, what an amazing experience that you can tell your friends. Just one of those things the Young Marines do that other programs don't get a chance to. So while that was going on,
We had all sorts of things going on everywhere else over the past few months for some Young Marine units and events. So let's cut to our PAs in the field and see what they have to show us.
Hello Young Marines, I'm Young Marine Sergeant Major Krishna, your Division 6 Young Marine of the Year and School Sergeant Major.
Hi, I'm Young Marine Staff Sergeant Black.
Hi, I'm Young Marine Master Sergeant Mallory.
Hi, I'm Young Marine Master Sergeant Villanueva and I'm the School First Sergeant. And this is the Division 6 Vista JLS Cadre. Now Cadre, I have a couple of questions for you. What motivates you and excites you to continue to staff these leadership schools?
What motivates me to teach these schools are the friends I make.
What motivates me to teach these schools is so that kids can be encouraged so that they can share all the knowledge and information that they obtain through higher events such as division encampments and regimental encampments.
What motivates me is the fact that I'm able to inspire and motivate our growing Young Marines. Alrighty, and second question, why do you think it's important for Young Marines to attend these leadership schools?
I think it's important for Young Marines to attend because with the knowledge they learn here, they can better train their units.
I think it's important for Young Marines to attend these schools just so that they have the knowledge in the back of their head, just in case if a Young Marine needs help, they can mentor that Young Marine and pass on that knowledge to them.
As Young Marines learn and grow throughout the program, I think it's extremely important to make bonds and friendships at these leadership schools. Final question, what was your favorite part of this JLS?
Oh, it has to be the chow.
For me, it has to be the close order drill.
It's probably being able to go on the model run this morning. And I want to give you a huge thank you for being a part of this cadre team and making this school a success. Thank you.
you know, it's so awesome, the multiplier effect of our Young Marine Public Affairs Correspondents, like yourself, for a year before you were doing it, and still doing it for me. We're taking care of these videos from around the country, and sometimes they just send us pictures of great events like this. The Thomas A. Blair Detachment Community Service Adopt a City Mile. Amazing program out there. Miramar Young Marines, the Tet Festival pictures. Now, these pictures come from the Tet Festival, which is a Vietnamese festival that they run every year. East Valley Young Marines had a booth at the Copa Cultural Fair. Arizona State had their Marine Corps League conference where we had Young Marines present. The Guadalupe Valley Young Marines did a color guard for the Texas State Crime Stoppers Convention and Chili Cook-Off. Guadalupe Valley is always busy. Miramar Young Marines did a color guard for the Escondido Little League season opener. Hey, you know what? What a great opportunity to not only represent Young Marines, and do a little recruiting. Graduations that happened at Lance Corporal Caleb Powers, Young Marines promotions, Miramar and San Diego's joint recruit graduation and Young Marines retirement, and Guadalupe Valley with another recruit graduation. Just amazing events going on around the country that our Young Marines are participating in. We are busy, busy, busy. And speaking of busy, it never ends.
No, sir.
Summer programs coming up again, live and in force. We've got summer programs around the country, many of them outdoor adventures like Outdoor Odyssey. We've got Space Camp. We have so much great things going on. Encampments with different divisions and regiments. If you aren't doing something this summer, you got to go find it. You can't miss out. I mean, In your time in this program, how many memories do you have of camps?
Oh, that's hard to count, sir. Hard to count.
1, 2, 3, take off your shoes.
I'm going to need more than just my hands and toes, sir.
That's right, that's right. No kidding. I mean, think of all the leadership schools and all the camps and the special events and things like that. And why I'm kind of getting to this part is when I walked in the door and she got here just the other day, all I could think of is what I told her last year is you blink and you miss it. And all of a sudden, here we are. It's been a whole year, like, wow, you know, Young Marine, Miss Suber.
Yeah.
But I mean, from an awards ceremony, you know, which we did last year, which, you know, wasn't as great. It was still cool.
Absolutely.
But not like this. Then the opportunity, we did Code Talker Day, hiking. How many times? We did 3?
About, I think so.
3 times up and down Window Rock. But we went to Chinle Canyon, which was the first time we did that, the birthplace of the Navajo Nation. So cool. Pearl Harbor, summer programs, leadership academies, all of those activities this summer. It's such a fast year, but the National Young Marine, you have that special place to get to go to travel around. I mean, what are a couple of the like real highlights for you? And it's hard, isn't it?
It's hard, and I think Chinle Valley was definitely amazing. Being able to go there and just to see a different view of their history on the Navajo Nation and close by was really incredible. And to go to different leadership schools, I think that the Arizona Leadership School was a fun one. A lot of those cadre I had just been working with at ALS. So from them being students to them going right into teaching was really cool. And it was great to be able to be there to help and support them and the students that they were leading as well.
You know, you are going on to a unique path. I mean, we talk about all the different outcomes for young Marines, and yours is fascinating to me because my last 5 years in the Marine Corps was overseeing construction for the Marine Corps Reserve, and you are going into the trades.
Yes, sir. Going to continue my path there.
Outstanding. So, yeah, I know you filmed some videos, you've sent pictures and stories and articles about that. Just what an amazing path to go. But I will tell you, no, thank you for all the time you gave. Thanks to Mom and Dad Suber for loaning your daughter out for the year as we traipsed her around the country. But what a phenomenal job of engagement wherever we went. Just competency. You know, you go out there, and the good thing, the National Young Marine of the Year, I just say, Miss Suber, go out and organize those kids. And away she goes, which makes my life easy so I can deal with all the other people at events. So I appreciate all that too. But thank you for the great work you did. And let me give you just a couple minutes to say what you want to say.
Thank you so much for the last year that I've had, and not only the last year, but the last 9 years that I've had in this program. It truly would not be the program that it is today without the help of all of the adult volunteers that every young Marine gets. And it's truly incredible just to think back before I started, you know, watching my brother go off Wednesday nights to go to drill and being like, well, I want to go do something fun. I want to go get out there and run around and play tag or something. Like, what's that all about? And waiting an extra year so he could get a little ahead of me, and then ending up being the honor grad for my recruit class and being there right there next to him anyhow. It's truly difficult just to wrap it all up into a few words. And I just have to say thank you, truly, from the bottom of my heart, for everybody who's fed into me and put their time into not only myself, but the program as a whole. You know, I started incredibly shy, and now here I am today speaking in front of crowds, and I have never been so confident in myself. And truly everything that I've been able to do in my life so far is thanks to the Young Marines. And truly just thank you for volunteering your time and giving us a chance to grow and see what else is out there for us.
Hey, Young Marines, we're really grateful to have the chairman of the Young Marines National Foundation here, our partner organization who helped support this year's ALC. Colonel John Reed, United States Marine Corps, retired. There's a bunch of colonels running around this program. I don't know why, but he's here with us today. They had their foundation board yesterday, had a lot of meetings, discussions, but a lot of opportunity to interact with the program.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here. It's been a great event, and the program at all levels has seen success, collaboration, great communication, and everybody's walking away back to their units with a wealth of information and knowledge. But let me explain to you what the mission of a foundation really is and why we're here. So the mission of the foundation, and we're very proud of this, is to support the Young Marine program by securing financial donations and managing the finances of the strategic investments to support the program. We get donations from individuals, companies, and foundations. We're a 501c3. We work hand in hand with the Young Marines headquarters, and we're looking long-term, years out, to ensure that programs like this and also the National Leadership Academy can provide for ages 8 through high school graduates what's required to be a leader in tomorrow's future. They lead in society, they work through community service, they respect veterans, and they lead a healthy lifestyle. I'm here with 7 of the top Young Marines this year, and it's been an incredible interaction. We invited them into our foundation's board meeting. We wanted to hear from them because that is what we need to achieve our strategic vision and success.
Well, I think that's right. You know, when you're going out to donors, people in the American public, you know, this is the promise of America's future are our young Marines, and it's the manifestation of that. And hey, nothing sells our program better like our own young Marines. But thank you for your support here at the ALC and for Leadership Academies for the last couple of years. And we've seen you at several events now. Looking forward to seeing you at more of them. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Hello everyone, I'm your Marine Sergeant Major Waters. I'm here at the YMCA of the Rockies. My unit just finished up our winter encampment. Let's see what some of our young Marines thought about it. My favorite thing about the trip this week was the rock climbing wall. And why was my favorite was because it helped me overcome my fear of heights a little bit more and help me strengthen my bond with my other fellow young Marines.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
This weekend, I really enjoyed learning radio etiquette and radio codes as we learned the entire phonetic alphabet and we went into the field of use zone.
It was a great time.
My team and I learned that sometimes it's easier to take the longer way around than to barrel through the snow. What was your favorite part of this weekend?
For me, my favorite part of this weekend was having to build snow shelters with my fellow young Marines. It was really difficult, but such an amazing time to build a good fort that would be survivable in without it crashing down on us, which it did try to do a few times.
You know, here at the Adult Leaders Conference, we're really blessed to have participation by our partners in these programs, the Marine Corps League, and we're blessed to have the National Commandant of the Marine Corps League, TJ Morgan, and the National Junior Vice Commandant, David Porter, here with us. TJ, flying in, thank goodness you made it through all the weather to get here and join us. But so far, so good, my friend.
Absolutely. Love being here to the Adult Leadership Conference here. There's a lot of great info that's being pushed off. That connection between the Marine Corps League and the Young Marines is always there, and we're here 100% to support you, sir.
You know, absolutely. It's the organization that founded us and then let us leave the house to form our own organization back in 1965. It's so great to have leadership here. And Dave is the guy coming up from the ranks and someone that's been a friend of the program for years now, from the New England area all the way now to the national stage. How have the classes been?
Yes, sir. The class has been outstanding. I heard so much, especially with COVID, and then also losing your funding, but then getting the funding back and actually being here for the first time, witnessing all the classes is outstanding, motivating, hearing the leadership, how the young kids are brought up from start to be. It's overwhelming of knowledge, and it's amazing and beautiful to be here, and I appreciate the invitation.
Gentlemen, thanks again for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you very
Hoorah,
much.
Appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you next week at Modern Day Marine.
Yes, sir.
Hoorah. So now with all that activity taking place, what we've been doing, what we're going to do, now we're cutting to tonight, the awards ceremony, where we recognize our National Volunteer of the Year, our National Unit of the Year, and Ms. Suber turns over to the new mystery National Young Marine of the Year.
Yes, sir. Let's check it out.
To start off by saying thank you. I wouldn't be here without my village, without the people that were here for me. I want to thank my parents, my grandparents for taking that risk, for coming to the land of opportunity, risking everything we have at home and looking for a better life. For the adult volunteers, if I were to name everybody that have helped me, we would be here for hours. If I were to be blessed to become the National Young Marine of the Year, I truly think sparking that passion in the hearts of many youth, because there was a point in time where I didn't have this blue cord, I didn't have all these ribbons on my chest. I was only a Young Marine Lance Corporal and I got impacted. There is somebody out there who wanted to make a difference. There's somebody out there who wanted to change my life, and there was somebody out there who was dedicated to my success and where I end up. And it was truly amazing because I'd never seen such a group of people who was ready to take care of me and who was ready to help change my life and dedicate the most important thing they have in their life, which is time, to my success. I'm truly thankful for the program because ever since my family arrived in America, this is all I ever known. It has taught me more than anything about being a citizen, about how to carry myself, how to talk to people, how to impact lives, how to make a difference. And as a National Young Marine of the Year, it is my ultimate goal to spark that passion in the hearts of all the young Marines across the nation. Whether I do that through personal interaction, video, interviews, anything. But I promise you, you'll see me out there and I'll get to you. 2 years ago, I was at ALC, but I was part of the color guard, and I was a Young Marine Staff Sergeant. I was sitting in those seats, they looked exactly like the ones here. And I was talking to an AV and he asked me, he said, "Son, when are you gonna promote?" Now I made up an excuse. I told him, I said, "Sir, I'm too busy." Well, I wasn't busy. I got a little lazy, to tell you the truth. And he asked me, he said, "Son, what does the number 86,400 mean to you?" I did not know what that number was. I had no clue what he was talking about. And I was like, "No clue, sir." He told me there are 86,400 seconds in a day. Now, whatever you choose to do with those seconds is completely up to you. Whether you spend it on something productive and change lives, or you don't do anything with it. Now, ever since that day, that inspired me to go home, look into myself, reflect, and spend every single one of those 86,400 seconds inspiring, changing lives, and sparking that passion in the hearts of many young Marines across the nation. Thank you all.
Well, that brings us to the end of this action-packed episode of Young Marine News Network. Oh my goodness, all around the country with activities culminating here at this amazing event and awards ceremony. This is the last one for Miss Suber. All yours.
Well, Young Marines, thank you so much for watching our news network, and we can't wait to see what you guys have coming up next for us. And until next time, stay positive and stay motivated, Young Marines. Hoorah.
Hoorah indeed. Thanks.
Signing off for the Young Marines News Network from ALC 2025.